Alright guys, today I'm finally going to show James Dungeons & Dragons Shadow over Mystara, which is one of my favorite arcade games. I'm not going to say that it's my favorite, but it's one of them, for sure. I think you're going to like this because it's a side-scrolling beat-em-up game, kind of like Turtles in Time, except it's a Dungeons & Dragons themed game. Okay. Now, this is
You did a video on it once.
I did, many years ago. I did a video on it, and this is one of two games. The first game was Tower of Doom, which I actually have the marquee hanging right there. That was the first game that came out in 1993. This is the second game in the series from 1996, and in fact it says it right there. And the game was made by Capcom, and it's just a really good side-scrolling game, and I think you'll like it.
Okay, cool.
So let's give it a shot. You can pick. I would not be the cleric. I would probably pick like maybe the thief or the fighter or maybe the magic guy or the dwarf. Basically, the cleric is for healing, and he's just not.
He's
good. He's good if you know if you know what you're doing with him.
He's more defensive and not offensive. Oh
yes, that's I guess. Oh, you know what? Time ran out, so it picked.
Hey, you didn't pick fast enough. We'll pick for you, asshole. But I hate games that do that.
When you die, you should have a chance to pick somebody else. I think so. It should be all right. I'm on the left. I'm the fighter, and James is the thief. And basically, there are all different attacks and things that you can do.
I'm Robin Hood.
You are Robin Hood.
No, little red. I'm gonna invent a character. Little Red Robin Hood.
Little Red Robin Hood.
I was gonna say Little Red Riding Hood, and then I said Robin Hood.
Ho ho ho, Red Robin. Oh wait, that's Green Giant. I just got that totally wrong.
Well, look how many things we just mixed there. Let's
Red Riding Hood.
Wait. Little Red Robin Hood. You already got Red Robin in there, so you could just.
And I said, ho ho ho, Red Robin. Red Robin's the restaurant, but the Green Giant is like the. I don't know. We don't know what we're talking about. Basically, nice start to the video, by the way.
We're inventing a character here.
So here's what I want you to do.
Oh, there's also Little Red Hood.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought you were saying from the game, from the NES game.
Well, I meant more like from the
classic fairy tale,
the Grimm's fairy tale.
Sure. Well, that would be more fitting with the game we're playing. So, thank you for helping me. Would you mind telling me something? Blah blah blah. So the text goes pretty fast, but I can put my name in, I guess. I don't know. You put your name in too? Or is it just me? No, it's you too.
There it is. My name will just be. Oh, Mariah. Okay. Did you see what just happened?
Did it put a name in for you?
Yeah, it was like, yeah, you want to put a name in? Put a name in, and we'll make up the name for you.
That's probably her name, and when you type it in too quickly, it just like selects it or something. I don't know.
What I typed in E too quick.
It didn't like your. It didn't like that. It was like no.
It was like that's not
a real name. We're not doing that.
Are you fucking serious? This game just it doesn't let you do anything.
No. So if you hit the Y button, it will bring up all your other moves.
Okay.
So if you want to try that, and then you can select through and you tap it.
What do you do?
Tap Y. Okay. And then you can go through all your different things. And now you're on the oil or you're on the hammer.
Okay.
And now you can use it with B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did I just?
So you just toss the hammer.
I got rid of one. Okay.
Yeah, now you can change.
So these are all
else.
Like inventory things.
Yes.
Okay.
So those are all your different things that you can do.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nothing. Wait, how do you?
That's if you just want your sword, I guess.
And you also have a kick.
Yeah, there's all different moves. I think there's like a jump. Is there a slide or anything? Oh, look at that! I did X and A at the same time, and he like does a spin. Look at that. Oh, I think it takes energy away from you though. Do you have something like that, X and A together? If you tap them together.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, and all the treasure and stuff gets dropped on the ground, and that's the stuff that goes into your inventory. So if you see a bunch of shit on the ground, pick it up.
Okay.
And do you like look at the name of these things?
Owlbear?
Yeah.
Wow. Owlbear.
Wouldn't you like to have one of those as a pet one day? Or would you be scared? I would be scared. I would not want an owlbear.
No.
This is like kind of fighting the Rat King and Turtles in Time. He's on his little
Yeah. That reminds me of an old weapon that I was going to have in the sequel to The Deader the Better, if we were going to do a sequel to it.
You're gonna have a weapon in it?
There was going to be a... Because if you remember the first movie, Lloyd, he's in the cemetery and he's killing the zombies and everything.
Yeah.
The second one, he's been working on this thing in the shed. And
that thing?
Well, it's kind of like, except it's made out of all the garden tools. Because...
to kill zombies?
Well, it's like, it's got, you know, all the stuff they use for the cemetery. They have the shovels, they have like the, like lawnmowers and just whatever kind of gardening equipment is in there. He
put in a
assembles
coin
it.
and hit start.
Oh, okay. He assembles it all together.
You can be somebody else.
I'll be the Tireless Warrior. Is that the dwarf? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he assembles it all together onto like a riding mower and calls it the Reaper. And it's basically like a riding mower with like shovels and pitchforks sticking out of it. So it's just like a bunch of spikes, kind of like that he just uses to ram into zombies, and he's like impaling them as he's driving through the cemetery. Wouldn't that be a great scene?
That seems like you would have needed a big budget to probably do that, right?
Well, I mean, the one thing I think is to actually make the thing, just put all the weapons on.
Okay.
Although you'd be making a pretty dangerous...
That's what I was thinking. Like, it seemed like a CG thing, but you were going to actually make it.
Well, I mean, you couldn't actually run into anybody with it.
So, okay, they give you a choice here of what route you want to go. So you could play this game like different times and go different ways.
Okay.
But we'll do travel by land, I guess.
Okay. To ride a juggernaut.
But I think that's kind of cool, though. Like, if we played this game a second time sometime, we could go the other way, and it would be different.
Mm-hmm. So I picked this dwarf because I was curious as to, like, what their version of the dwarf is.
Okay.
Have you ever noticed that dwarves and gnomes are kind of intertwined? Like, they're not really, like... There isn't really a clear answer as to what's different, depending on where, you get it from. Like, Warcraft has the most... distinct difference between a gnome and a dwarf. Like, they actually have both in there,
right?
And there's a difference. Like, the gnomes are a lot shorter for one thing, but there's a lot.
Yeah, gnomes are like really little, right? Kind of like these things.
Yeah, they're kind of like, I don't know what.
I mean, I think those are goblins, but
but in other media and literature, gnomes and dwarves, like, usually it's one or the other, and a gnome could have the dwarf character traits and things. Like Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, they actually look like gnomes because they have the hats and everything.
Hit these guys from the back because they blow fire out the front. I'm listening. I just wanted you to know.
Yeah, I know. It's hard for me to talk and play, but I'm like...
No, I'm actually really interested.
I'm interested too because I'd like to hear more people... explain like what are generally the differences, because really there's no set rule. It just depends on what, like, if you're reading Lord of the Rings, the dwarf.
Well, those are the dwarves, right?
Yeah, like everything is.
Well, that has different things too, though. That has like ogres and all kinds of different things. Yeah. But what about David the gnome? He's a dwarf, right?
Well, no, he's a gnome, but
I'm just fucking with you. But because his name is David the gnome.
Yeah, but he has like some kind of things that blend with dwarves, because
does
there's just no...
I was just joking around.
Yeah, I mean, no, really there is. It's like there's no set rule. Like basically it seems like every...
Wait, what does David the gnome have that blends with a...
All right, let me try to remember David the gnome now. Okay. He lives in like what's he live in? He lives in like a tree or something.
Maybe.
It's mostly... Well, David the gnome came from some books, and those books are mostly responsible for setting like the lore of what gnomes are. Because before that, gnomes were... What do I want to say? Gnomes existed. They didn't really exist, but you know what I mean. Like, gnomes were in
right. Well, none
literature.
of it existed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I think gnomes existed in literature since like the medieval times or something, and they change all the time. So I'm just trying to think, in general, is there really any difference? Because they share so many of the same traits. Like, they're both... So I would do such a better job explaining it if I wasn't playing the game.
Right. I can't really... It's like distracting.
Yeah, like, I can't dig up all the thoughts in my head right now. But like,
I think it's a good topic for a video. I think you should do a video someday, and maybe James's thoughts on gnomes and dwarves.
Yeah.
I would watch it. That might be the only one, but no, I think that's an interesting subject.
You know also that the plural for dwarves changes? Like in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, it's dwarf spelled with an F. And in Lord of the Rings, it's spelled with V, you know, DWARV.
Yes. Sometimes an F, sometimes. That's weird to me.
And I think Tolkien, how do you say his name? Tolkien?
Tolkien, yeah.
Tolkien, he said, I'll be somebody different.
And that's gonna get us in trouble right there because the wizard. Oh, by the way, Gandalf.
Oh yeah. He did it, I think, because the elves, you know, plural of elves is with the V, so he kind of made it all like this consistent thing. I mean, it's fictional, so it's like you do it however you want is the bottom line. As far as I know, there are no gnomes in Lord of the Rings. I think there was supposed to be, but I
don't remember gnomes in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I remember goblins. I remember dwarves, but gnomes. Yeah, I don't think there. And there's ogres and stuff. But yeah,
I think something that was the equivalent of a gnome, but he changed the name of it or something.
Yeah, this thing is badass. By the way, this thing we're fighting.
You can't even see his head. He's so big.
He's so tall. He's kind of like Ganon or something.
Did you ever get into Dungeons and Dragons?
So I tried to play it when I was back in the 80s. And it was one of those games like, what's that one we did the video on? Dragonfire? That one?
Well, Dragon Strike?
No, what's that one where we stopped? Hero Quest is the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
So it was a game like that I would try to, because I had that experience when I was a kid. I know in the video I'm like the asshole and I don't want to play, but I'm not really like that in real life. Like I want to play those kind of games, and I wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons, but so I had the game. And I don't think it was the first copy of it or anything, but it was some version of Dungeons and Dragons, the board game. And I remember bringing it to my friend's house across the street, and I like set it up and stuff. And he's like, "Oh yeah, we could play." And we played it for like 5 minutes, and he was like, "I don't want to like play." Okay. He was like lost interest, and like I was like, "Great," you know. And that was my big experience with Dungeons and Dragons.
Wow.
Yeah, which wasn't very good. So I have the money in this is SP. So I have not a lot. I have 282, but you have a lot apparently. 1,000. So you can buy stuff.
By the way, this is really cool how you can move. Do you see that counter?
We have time. There's 11 seconds, so I want you to do this quickly. Buy the stuff. So bring your arrow down over the stuff and buy stuff. Don't hammers suck. There you go. I would get the knives. They're really good. Maybe.
Am I buying?
Yes, you are. See, your money's going down. See, 800, 700.
Why do you have a time limit to buy stuff?
Because it's an arcade game, and they don't want you taking forever because other people are waiting in line behind you. Like, remember being that kid who was waiting behind the older kids, and you're like, "Hey, I want to play!"
Yeah. And I'm like, "Hey, look at the graphics. Look at that cool counter. Like when it moves,
Yeah.
that really is cool. Look at this.
Wait,
what? Watch the counter. Watch it on the right. Watch this. Here, I'm gonna move. Fuck. It's in the
next
video.
time it'll come up again.
Yeah. So I never got into Dungeons and Dragons, but it's one of those things that I want to at some point. It's like Power Rangers. It's like on the list. Like one of these years,
now,
I will.
Are you like me in that you feel like you have to start from the beginning with things?
I mean, yeah, probably. I do.
Okay.
I mean, I played Dragon Strike, the game, which is sort of like a beginner's version of Dungeons and Dragons. But I'm very curious to I've looked on eBay. They are expensive, but they're out there. You can find the original
Dungeons and Dragons board game?
Yeah, well, it's not even really a board game. It's like they're just books. And,
right.
Oh, shit.
Well, it became a board game.
It became... I suppose it did. Again, I'm not aware... I'm not very knowledgeable in the whole history of it, but...
See, I know it as a game.
As a board game, like with a board?
Well, not really. So, like with pieces and like a die and, you know, I guess that's a lot of things too, because it was also. You want to know what I originally knew Dungeons and Dragons from? So in 1983, I think there was a Dungeons and Dragons cartoon that was very short-lived, kind of like. What wasn't Humanoids around for like about a year or something? It wasn't on very long, right? So there was a Dungeons and Dragons cartoon that was only on for a couple years or something.
Okay.
And I used to see it when I was very, very little. I was like 3 or 4 year old kid watching it. and I remember Dungeons and Dragons from the cartoon. So it wasn't until later I remember seeing people play it as a board game, and I was like, oh, that's a board game. I remember that cartoon, and it wasn't originally a cartoon, but. So I guess it's been a lot of different things. It's like anything that's a franchise, it gets a lot of different. It gets its own video game.
Yeah.
Which is what we're doing here.
There's NES games.
There are, in fact, somebody came up to me at PAX and really wanted you to do a video about the NES Dungeons and Dragons, the advanced Dungeons and Dragon game, yeah, which I'm not very familiar with. You are dead, so you gotta come back in. You gotta do, there you go. Oh, you're gonna try it. That's the cleric. So he...
Oh, okay, that's the one you were telling me about.
Yeah, I mean, he can fight, but he heals, and I don't know, maybe you want to bring up the Y and see. I don't know what the deal with him is exactly. I guess you could try that. Maybe you heal me? Like, I don't know how he works. I've never really tried him much. You see, you're healing me. Okay.
Did it heal? I wasn't...
Yeah, so I think he's good, like, if we were playing this with more people, like, if we were doing, like, 4 players or something like that, because do you really want to spend your time healing me? That's not fun, right? You want to be kicking ass. So that's why I feel like he's, I really like the wizard because he has all the magic attacks and shit, and I think I'm going to actually try to be him now.
Because it didn't say elf, it just said mistress of magic, so I'm like, how am I supposed to know?
But look at the shit you can do in this. Like, that's cool.
That is cool.
And you have all those, do like fire or something.
I'm going to do some...
Fire. See, like, that's why I actually really like to be the magic people in this game because you can do shit like that. And that's what I've been working up to. I wanted you to play as the dwarf and the fighter first before you saw that because I think the magic people are like the people to be in this game. And I don't know how exactly, but do you remember you were like the wizard for a little while, like the Gandalf guy? Remember we saw him? He I think has different attacks too.
Okay.
Here comes Skeletor riding on his. Did you hear that a new Masters of the Universe movie got greenlit?
Oh, really?
Yeah. The last one, if you remember, was with Dolph Lundgren from 1987.
That was the last one.
That was the last one, for a good reason.
Wow.
It was terrible. I mean, that movie has its cult fan base, and some people like it, but it didn't represent. I don't think anybody would argue the fact that it didn't represent what the original Masters of the Universe was all about, and that happens with so many different series. And Masters of the Universe was more of an early 80s thing. Early 80s toys were pretty much Star Wars, because Star Wars came out in 1977, and the toy line, the Kenner toy line, was like 70s, and then Empire Strikes Back came out in 1980. So those toys were popular in the early 80s, where Ninja Turtles were popular like late 80s, like 87, 88, 89. But when I was really, really young, I was really into the Masters of the Universe toys and the Star Wars toys and stuff like that. Did you have any of the Star Wars toys or any of the Masters of the Universe toys as a little kid? Being like 3 and 4 years old? I
did, yeah. I don't have any of them anymore, but...
Right, because I think you told me at one point you had Beastman, didn't you?
I definitely had Beastman. Yeah, and is he the one you push on the back and he goes like this?
No, I don't think that's Beastman. I'm trying to think of who that is. That's probably a lot of toys. I had Beastman right over there. You want to find out?
Yeah, I want to find out.
Let me grab him.
All right, bring Beastman over.
All right, Beastman's joining the video.
All right, let's see if this is the Beastman I remember.
Okay. You know what? You know who you're thinking of?
Yeah, I mean, it's been like, 30 years at least.
Okay, wait. This is going to be good.
Okay.
Okay, so here's Beastman.
Wait, all right, hang on.
And I don't want
this is okay. So it was not Beastman then, because I don't remember this one at all.
Yeah, but here's Panthro from Thundercats. Flip the.
I remember Panthro.
Look at that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it was Panthro.
Oh, no, it wasn't Panthro. But
you know what? There's
cool too.
I think that was a common thing with toys. Like there was a lot of toys that did.
There's that. It definitely did the thing where. Now I want to know what that character was. If that wasn't.
There was probably a He-Man character that did that. I'm sure there was.
I mean, he was kind of like this. I mean, he was.
I'll tell you what. After this video,
Yeah.
we'll go through my He-Man and we'll.
Okay, we'll find if it's a He-Man figure.
I think there is one.
It could have been with. Do you remember the toy that was like a?
There was like Terror Claw Skeletor or something like that. Did that? I'm pretty sure. You don't think it was him?
No. Do you remember the purple dinosaur that had like?
I know who you like from He-Man. Ram Man.
Ram Man.
He-Man. Duh. You remember that guy?
Wait. What did Ram Man look like?
He's like.
We'll find him later.
Okay.
Do you remember the purple dinosaur that had like a trap door on its belly and like there's a little thing that like a monster that comes out of him or something?
Wait, what?
Okay. It's like it's funny when you say these things because it sounds like the most insane, stupidest thing you'd ever hear. But
Tell me the details of the thing again.
I used it in movies actually. I used to make.
It was a purple dinosaur.
It was kind of a purplish dinosaur. I mean, don't think like Barney. It wasn't like that. It was like a T-Rex.
Okay.
And it was.
It had something in its stomach. You said.
It had something that comes out of its stomach. It was like a trap door where you fit something inside of it. I don't remember.
I don't know if I had that.
I don't remember what it was. Like, was there a dinosaur on He-Man? Like, what could it have?
There was. There was things like dinosaurs. I don't know. That's not ringing a bell to me though.
Okay.
You thought it was a He-Man like thing?
I'm not sure. I actually have no idea.
Do you remember Mad Balls?
I did. I do remember Mad Balls.
Doesn't that thing look like a Mad Ball?
I have a picture of me as a kid with a Mad Ball.
That's a Mad Ball, dude. That's the Mad Ball.
Yeah.
They ripped it off.
It looks a lot like one.
I'm telling you.
It's a Mad Ball.
I think Capcom's gonna get a lawsuit.
Yeah, now.
In 2017 over that.
Yeah, over Mad Balls.
Yeah.
Has Mad Balls made any comeback or anything? Is it around still, or is it just?
I think they still print up Mad Balls. Like you can get like re-editions of like the originals, and they were around for a while. Like I had the original Mad Balls, which were like, I have one like somewhere over there, but like I have My Pet Monster over there. Should I bring that out too?
Oh, I remember My Pet Monster. I remember the movie.
Yeah, and there was a cartoon show.
Yeah, I remember the cartoon, and there was a live-action movie with it. I don't remember what happened in it, but I remember it existed.
Uh-oh, look at this fucking thing. Manticore. I'm gonna use some magic attacks. Oh, nice. That's the same thing I was gonna do. Yeah. I'm gonna switch it up now.
We're both gonna switch to the same thing. I'll do the fire then.
Yeah. He wasn't on screen.
Oh,
then. Damn it. That's a good thing too. Get him.
What is it?
Oh, what does that do? Oh, like a rock thing?
Wow.
Oh my god. That was cool.
It's General Trag.
See, this is why you want to be the magician, because you can do all this shit.
You said there was a wizard also.
There is. We were
the wizard for
I don't know how to and now we can't like select them. I don't know what the deal is.
Huh.
Arcade games are weird, aren't they?
I'm gonna try to find. Because I don't know what he's called. They don't say wizard, so I don't remember.
I don't know. He was in there before. Can you hit like down or something? Oh, maybe that's a Master of Magic.
Okay. I mean, last time I thought I picked Master of Magic.
Oh, maybe I picked one and he was like green or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's him. So let's see what he does.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's different.
Look at that. Oh.
Sure what it did though. Yeah, try that thing. Whatever that. Uh-oh. That's pretty cool. We're just fucking this guy up. This guy stands no chance.
Oh, meteors. Let's see what meteors. Oh, I don't have any.
Meteo. Remember Meteo?
Meteo?
That was from Final Fantasy, Super Nintendo. It was a strong attack.
I like this game of Do You Remember, though. This should just be a show.
Hey.
It's fun, though. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, what can I stump you with? Or what can I, like... Or, like, even better...
You stumped me with that purple dinosaur thing. I don't know what the fuck that is, dude.
Although I'd rather...
Boom, dead.
I'd rather you knew so you could tell me what it is, because now it's...
Well, that's why we're doing the video.
Yeah, somebody will know.
Somebody in the comments will know.
I wish I had a better description. I have pictures of it.
Like when we did the video that we were just doing about the theme parks, and then people were like, "Oh, it was the thingamajig." Now I don't remember.
Oh yeah. No, a lot of people have answered with that, like certain things.
You got to do this, I guess. I guess I was dead or something.
The rocket ship was called an Astroliner, the one I was talking about.
Astroliner.
I have yet to find any footage of the actual
one.
like thing. Yeah, I mean, because they made a bunch of them, they painted them different. But a lot of people did show me pictures and videos of other Astroliners, and it's really cool. So at least now I know the name. Now I know what it was called.
See, had we not done the video,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have known that.
How do I pick this thing up?
I don't know. I was having trouble picking stuff up too. I
that's a
couldn't.
waste.
I don't know. So I'm having trouble.
And
It's,
then,
yeah, I have to wait for my magic attack, then you can come back.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I would be master. There you go.
Yeah.
Now, how did you get him now?
I don't know. I don't know.
Basically, we don't know what we're doing, but use the magic attacks and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck him up. I think with that thing, you have to be... Okay, you got that guy. They have to be, like, right in front of you. How did you do that one with the dragon? That one was cool. I think it was when you were the other guy with, like, the gray hair, though. I don't know if you can do it with this guy.
Oops.
That's cool, though. At least that's, like, a heat-seeking thing. Let me, I'm almost out of... Yeah, when you use a magic attack, it, like, stops everything, and then, like, it lets you see the magic happen. What was that? Oh, you have you're playing a fire. Oh, it tells you how many you have. So you have 4 fires left that you can do, I think. Right? And now hit Y again, and we'll see if it says 3. Yeah, you have 3 more times you can do that before you run out. You have 4 lightning bolts. Yeah. So this is one of my favorite beat 'em ups, and that's why I wanted to show it from you. I feel like this. You haven't played this before, right?
No.
Yeah. So out of all the beat 'em ups that I remembered from, everybody talks about Turtles in Time.
Yeah.
And that's why I want, and like X-Men and Simpsons. Those are the most popular ones.
Yeah.
And I wanted to play this because it was like not as many people talk about it.
Yeah, and this is probably one of the most intricate beat 'em ups I ever played, where there's more that you do than just.
Exactly.
I mean, it is. I mean, yeah, it is. You just run around, beat things up, but you have all these different weapons and
like
magic spells.
That's why I think it's cool. Like as far as like, I mean, I love Turtles in Time and all that, but that game's a little bit more monotonous, and so is The Simpsons compared to this. I always think this is funny. They make you pick up each individual coin off the ground.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Coins?
you really do. Yeah, isn't that funny?
They can't just come in a bag.
What other? Well, there are bags, but then there's also coins,
loose coins.
Yeah, and you literally can pick each one up.
That's great.